Hello and welcome. For anybody new to these transmissions, my name is Erica, and I am a lifetime witch who several months ago got a call from the unicorns, and they asked me to start doing these channel transmissions because they have messages for humanity that they want to share. I think I still get uncomfortable talking about that, how this all came to be. It's feeling interesting inside my body right now. So, with that said, thank you everybody for being here, whether you're new or you've been following these transmissions. I appreciate you so much for taking the time to push play and be here with me right now. So thank you. Let's get started. This is May's transmission, May 2022. This is a message for humanity for the entire month. So if you're listening to this at the beginning of the month and it doesn't feel like it's resonating, know that the frequency of this transmission will weave into your light body, and in the days to come you might see the puzzle pieces start to clink together. Okay, so for this month I'm really excited. I feel like well, number one, I finally am understanding how this works. And number two, the transmission is just so juicy that I'm out of all my stories. If you've watched the other videos, I'm like really about doing this. And now it feels like there's just this, I'm the conduit, there's this clear channel, they've got a message for humanity, and ego can get out of the way and let it happen. This month we're talking about new opportunities, listening to the heart, and the frequency that we're going to move through our mind, body, soul system is the Cosmic Sapphire. So that's the toning, if you will, that is moving through the words that I speak and the little meditation that we're going to get to here in a minute. Multiple minutes, not right now. Got some other things to share with you guys first. Okay. New opportunities. I feel like this has been a message for a while now, not just from the unicorns, but from star beings in general. This has been a message for some years now. Even though maybe if you're watching the news or on social media, it doesn't feel like that's the message right now, it really is. If you can unplug from the matrix long enough, to witness all the beauty that's really happening. It might not feel it going to the grocery stores. It might not feel it, like I said, if you're watching the news. But if your encounters, you come across some seeds and you plant them and watch them grow, you might start to see that you don't need as much from the matrix as you think that you do. I imagine we all need to be plugged in a little bit, because we are on planet Earth, but I'm coming to realize, even with the gardening that I do in pots, and I've been gardening in pots for years because I don't have a land of my own, so my pots travel with me, and that's how I do my gardening. But even sustaining myself at that level allows me enough freedom to not be so panicked when things show up in the matrix. Doesn't mean that I don't feel for what's happening out there. I just know in my heart of hearts that there's a better way, and that's what I choose to share with all of you. So new opportunities. If it feels like opportunities are out there, the ideas are coming through, but you're not like sure how to manifest or how to reach out and grab the opportunity that's there, it may be that energetically you need to declutter. I found it interesting when they were talking about the new opportunities and decluttering that we are actually in springtime, and many of us have like a spring cleaning ritual of some sort, right? You maybe have land, and after the storms you go out and you look to see what needs to be cleared up, what branches fell, and you're doing a lot of burning and cleaning of the land. In the home as well, right? You get antsy about cleaning out that back closet. It's very natural to declutter and clean come springtime. Again, if you've got garden space, you're looking to see what survived, what didn't, and you're adding nutrition to the soil so that you can start new seeds this time of year. So it's just very natural to be decluttering this month. But I feel like what the unicorns were saying mostly, even though those practices are great, we are in 3D, we do need to do that style of decluttering. We're talking about decluttering energetically, a lot of this. Decluttering so that our spiritual practice can flow fluid-like, right? So this month, I feel like the kind of questions you can ask yourself is work, home life, your relationships, intimate or other, hobbies, belief systems. Are these bringing me joy? Are they bringing me love? Are they supporting my spiritual practice? So those are kind of questions you're going to ask this month. And if the answer is no, then that's where the decluttering comes into play. And again, we're not decluttering. Spring cleaning doesn't mean you like rip out everything in that closet or, gut the entire garden box, right? You're just taking out what's not serving. A nice little practice every once in a while to go through your social media account and look at what you're following, who's following you. If it doesn't resonate, clean that up. Those little things, believe it or not, because our worlds now are so connected to our devices, and our social media is such an extension of our living room, that it's important to clean up that space. And if there's something that hasn't driven you to look at it in a while, maybe it's not in your frequency anymore. And just those, I know it sounds like a silly practice, but just those little cleaning up our social media accounts will make space for the new opportunities. And that's what they're talking about. So those stagnant energies, it's not that maybe that friendship is toxic or anything, but maybe you guys have just gone separate ways. That's okay. That's good, right? Because that makes room for different, more like-minded things to vibrate with you. So, maybe you go through your phone and clean up phone numbers of folks that just aren't there in that frequency with you. And it's not about judgment. It's not about calling them up and saying, I'm going to delete you. That doesn't need to happen either. That's just hurtful and mean, and we don't need to do that. But when we take out these frequencies that we might subconsciously be attached to, when we clean that up, we're opening and making space for these new opportunities. And then it doesn't feel like, oh, that opportunity's right there, but I can't reach it. Right? You're making room so it doesn't feel like everything's just out of reach, right? So, yeah, be aware of that this month. The transmission, the words coming out of my mouth right now are holding the frequency of the Cosmic Sapphire, of the light transmission that the unicorns are bringing through this. So if this doesn't, like I think I mentioned this a moment ago, if it doesn't feel like it's resonating, that's okay. Know that your light body is taking the information in, and that's why the transmission is for the whole month, right? Because as the month unfolds organically, the puzzle pieces will start to click together. So that by the end of the month, new experiences will flash and flow. It won't be so out of reach, right? So if we do our decluttering, if we do our spring cleaning, by the end of the month, if you've done your work, things, new experiences, new opportunities will, the only way I can put it into words, what they showed me was flash and flow. It's just very like, ooh, that, I want that. And you it's in your grasp. It's not out in the dreamland. So listening to our hearts. This listening to our hearts was more about our senses. This felt like it was more related to the energy centers in our body. The activation for those who are clairsentients might feel it more at the base of the spine, just below the belly button. Got some juicy feathered relatives action up above me right now. Okay, focus. So it's not to say the other clairs won't feel the activation, the breath work that we're going to do here in a moment, the visualization. But for sure, clairsentients are going to feel it, because what this frequency is doing in today's transmission is strengthening that second energy center in the body, so that we can continue to empathically feel for our loved ones or our clients or our communities without taking it on. The reason that empaths and highly sensitives go to that burnout place is because the frequency of their own second energy center is at a frequency where they're just absorbing like sponges. So you can actually change the frequencies of all your energy centers so that you can still be the light being, the light worker, the shadow worker that you are, without absorbing and taking on. And that's what today's frequency is going to do for us. Again, this channeling isn't just for clairsentiences. I know that I'm clairsentiences, and when I did the exercise earlier, that's really where I felt it, below the belly button, down at the base of the spine, and I could feel, again, you've heard me talk about the radio dial. You're just kind of going on that old-fashioned radio dial, and the little red sticks going up and down until you come into a channel that's clear, and you either hear voices talking or music sound. So that's what this did. It just changed the dial below the belly button so that I was at a different frequency, and it doesn't take away from your abilities. You're still empathetic to others. You're still of service. You just don't have to carry. Isn't that a concept? To not have to carry somebody else's stuff, to hold space, to help, to share, and not absorb it. Very, very different. The other way, to me, is very last century. This feeling people's stuff and taking it on, so last century. Like there's just way too much technology, healing modalities for that to even be a story anymore. People that talk like that, yeah, they're like stuck in last century modalities. And that was a thing back then. We weren't, as a collective, our frequency wasn't where we are today. So, I mean, it was real talk then, but that doesn't need to be our story today. There are tools and healing modalities that can help change your own frequency. And again, I know you've heard me say this before, changing our frequencies, upgrading our frequencies, it doesn't make us better or worse than other people. That's also some bullshit. So don't let your ego mind drag you into that story. All right, let me go over my notes really quick. Okay, I talked about the upgrade that we're getting in today's transmission. And again, this is just to help develop the energy at the second energy point. Okay, so listening to our heart. What does that second energy center have to do with the heart center? The example that they gave me was one of a clairvoyant. Let's say you're clairvoyant. And recently your information coming through at the sixth energy center has been fuzzy. We'll call it fuzzy. And you're doing your exercises, you're staying hydrated, and it just continues to be fuzzy. But you're also really only focusing on exercises for this energy center. So what the unicorns would invite you to do is come in to this energy center and this energy center. So we're talking about just above the belly button and the heart center, to come into those energy centers and check in, because all the energy centers, they flow together. They work in unison. And they each have their medicine that they bring to your whole being. But when one is off, it can offset the other one. So again, listening to your heart, overall what I felt they were saying was tuning into your senses more, right? Some of our senses are stronger than the others. That's always the one that you're going to use as your guide through any spiritual practice. The other ones grow and become stronger when you become aware that all these senses can be activated and taken to new levels, if you will. So, yeah, so if this is fuzzy and all my practices for keeping this energy center open and flowing aren't working, then I would come in and scan heart and the solar plexus. I would come and check and see what's happening in these two, because if there's an imbalance here or here, then it's going to set the information. I'm not going to be trusting the information that's coming through here, and that would make it to feel fuzzy. My dreams might be fuzzy if I'm not trusting, right, in that. So that's what they're talking about when they say listen to your heart this month. Tap into your senses. Tap in. Are you in that sensual state of being? Your mundane tasks, folks, don't have to be just that, mundane, boring, blah, 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 blah. You can bring your magical spiritual self into all areas of your life. This separating thing, again, last century, folks. That's not where we're at. That's last century talk. You can be the magical, witchy, spiritual being that you are in all areas of your life. This separation thing, it's not a thing anymore. It's not a story. Don't let it be your story. Okay, Cosmic Sapphire. Let's start with this. So we're just going to drop in, take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, just be here now. Just be here now. Whatever that looks like. Whether you're outside or curled up on your couch or sitting at your desk at work, which, by the way, if you are, thank you for having me on in your work environment. Don't get caught. All right. Let's set an intention. Just pick one thing. You can come back to this video over and over the entire month, years to come. So for right now, just pick one intention, one goal, one desire, whatever your word is. One thing. Just bring that. And the first thing you pick is it. Don't make this a story. Just one thing. Even do something that maybe you want to test, because you don't even know if this is going to work. So just a glass of strawberry lemonade. I don't know. Whatever you want. Pick one thing. And bring your awareness to that one desire, one intention. And on the exhale, relax everything. So you have an awareness of it, and then you're also relaxed in the body. And now let's begin to breathe in the Cosmic Sapphire. So the intention stays present, but not tight. And we're breathing in the Cosmic Sapphire. And you might feel this cosmic light coming down from the stars. Maybe as you breathe it in, it just kind of cocoons you. Or maybe you start to see little gems, little sapphire gems sparkling all around you. It's different for everybody. Again, we're all at different frequencies. It's not a right or wrong. So trust your experience. Trust however it appears when you start to breathe in the cosmic sapphire. And with each exhale, the body begins to relax, soften. You're breathing in the sapphire, and on the exhale, the body softens and opens until you are completely cocooned in the sapphire light. The light of truth and integrity. And we're just going to keep breathing in the cosmic sapphire. Breathe it in, breathe it in. Now these, many of you have heard me say before, they're intelligent, conscious colors. And when we start to breathe them in, that activates them. We don't have to do anything, you guys. How beautiful and simple is this relationship with the cosmic colors? So you're just breathing it in. It knows where those patterns are in your mind, body, soul system. These colors know. And all you're doing is taking a training time out to breathe in the cosmic sapphire, allowing it to move through your system. And anything that is in the way or blocking this intention that you've just called up, the cosmic sapphire will show you, ooh, that's not truth, and banish it away. So you breathe in the cosmic sapphire, and on the exhale, that pattern is banished away. Gone, gone, gone. This doesn't need to be complicated. And any spiritual practice that is telling you that it needs to be, I would revisit that. Is that my truth? Breathe in the cosmic sapphire. Shingandra kapasundre eshiandra amandu usundre kendianda habarande eshiambra kandre. Yabra andu tu sundre ke miandru usundramba a yandru ke esiandru miandra sandra ka ambra e yandra kushumbra asundre esiandra kumundra ala kundusungre esian sengre yambra amanda ishungrama asundre ishingra usundre ke pesinta pusun Sindre Geshyamba. Breathe in the cosmic sapphire. Stay with the color sapphire. Other colors may try to pop in. That's okay. That's what my teacher used to call distractions. Just bring your awareness back to the sapphire. We're not even thinking about the intention anymore. We are just cocooned in the sapphire, breathing it in, breathing, and it's pulsating in and around us, the cosmic sapphire. Breathe it in, breathe it in. Now starting at the top of the head, you're going to feel that blue light pulsating at the top. Energy center. And then I'm going to go ahead and get quiet, and you're going to just feel that blue light pulsating at all the energy centers throughout the body until you get down below the base of the spine to the last one. And just continue to breathe in the cosmic sapphire. Feel it pulsating, moving through each of the energy centers. Yambra asundre keshiandra ausundre miandu kusundra. Yabashungre mendi alakandre keshiara papasundre giandra asundre meshian. Iakra a usundre shiambra usundru sundu sungre shiambra esengre shiando sundre shun sundre shian sun ukre shian. Sembre ishiandra kata urukele be ishila aurunkopata sundre niambru sundia sungre niandru sungra. Yandra sangra a usundre emendia papa sundre eshiambra akundra iambra papa sundre eshiandra kandre pepete sundre ele petendre reandra papa sundre eshiamba kandra miandra asundre ketetendria manda asundre eshiandra. Take a deep breath in. On your next exhale, see the Cosmic Sapphire find its way back up to the cosmos. Just see it gone, back up, leaving its frequency, its sound, its harmonics in your system, in your mind, body, soul system. It's really important when we end these kind of activations and modalities of this style that we see the light colors. Even when you're doing journey work, you want to see those that you worked with in those other time, space realities going back to where they came from. You don't want them to stay here with you. It's really important. So see that blue sapphire gone, back up into the cosmos. You have access to this. You don't need me to do this kind of work, but if you want it as a tool, come back and play the video again. Just know that we all have access to these cosmic colors. Sometimes it's nice when you're first learning to have something to guide you, but build your own knowing and awareness and relationship with the colors to know which ones. But for this month, that's what we're working with. We're working with the sapphire to strengthen our own energy centers, to develop them so that we can sense things, so that we can have a knowing of what's happening without taking it on, absorbing it, right? And it's in that place that the new experiences show up and you feel tuned and tapped in. I know you guys have heard me say that one a lot, right? Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. Before I go, we have 26 followers. And I think some videos back I talked about I just need 50 so I can start doing my lives here. So I'm super excited. Thank you everybody who's been doing all the little things you need to do to get this algorithm going. I'm at 26 followers. Again, I'm not looking for a whole bunch. I just want 50 so that I can do my live streams from here. What is it that I do? The other thing I do, the story time with Bruja. Yeah, I want to do them from here and I want to do them live, but I need 50 followers to do that. So thank you everybody. Remember, we don't need that much more to get to 50 because we're at 26. So like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification little icon. Those 4 things will generate the algorithm so that I can get to 50 people and do my lives, because that's all I really want to do. That and sit outside. All right, have a beautiful month. We will see you back here for another transmission in June, if the goddess allows. And if not, that's okay too. Mwah! Big loves to you all.